Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Software Engineer K here, and today we've got some pretty awesome stuff to go through. So we had the Hulk drop, the Hulk comic, so I just wanted to go through a quick recap of that. We have a new teaser with regards to updates to all comic books, so I just wanted to share my thoughts on that, how that's going to affect the valuation of comics overall. And we also had a pretty cool podcast with David Yu, where he spoke a little bit about VeVe, specifically with regards to e-commerce. So I just wanted to touch a little bit on that and share my thoughts, and obviously the price of Omi for today. So firstly, we had the Hulk drop today. And I think this was a record time sellout. We sold out in less than 10 seconds. So from now on, I believe, so this is kind of what we've been told in the VeVe official Discord, is the Marvel comics, they are now going to be limited to 35 editions. I know they started, 35,000 editions. I know they started at 60,000 and then they came down. This is apparently what the level that they're going to stay at now. So you guys should get a better idea of kind of like how scarce these comic books are. So the supply has literally been cut in pretty much half compared to when it started. That being said, I found that, even the commons, they tend to go for close to retail anyway. So the comic books seem to be a very good store of value. Now, with regards to what's coming next, so as you guys can see, VeVe Collectibles, they tweeted something's weird with my phone. And it's basically an AR comic, kind of opening and closing. So yeah, we are going to get comic books in AR. This looks kind of like the showroom floor. I think it might be the showroom floor. But that just tells me that, yeah, you can kind of stick your comic books in your showroom. You can read them in AR, which is what kind of people are looking forward to as well. So I believe that, we saw kind of like how much value Ripmo gained when it gained an animation. We saw how much value, really any collectible when it gets something kind of like some cool feature added to it. And the comics now being accessible via AR, and also some ones that you can put in your showroom, that's definitely going to add value. So I believe people may have caught on to that and they've started stacking up comic books in preparation for that. But I think moving forwards that the comic books, they're going to hold value regardless of if you can use them in AR or not, just because they have a proven market backing it. The comic book market's huge. There's a lot of value in there, and given the scarcity of them, I think these are going to be the ones that, regardless of how many they're doing, if they're just doing, a different edition each time, it's gonna attract a lot of people, and they're quite, relatively inexpensive to buy anyway, $7. So yeah. Now, with the point of David Yu, so he recently replied on LinkedIn. So thank you for having me on the show, which was to Wodo, who is part of a kind of YouTube podcast. So if I go straight into that, so the Zyber e-commerce agency, and basically they were doing a talk on kind of e-commerce and Ecomi. So I'll include this in the link below, check it out. But I just wanted to play this clip for you guys.
Where Shopify is now the only e-commerce, or one of the first e-commerce platforms, to allow NFTs to be sold on its platform.
Yeah, the what is it, CEO? Forgetting his name now. He mentioned they're allowing it, but they're not one of the first. Origin platform is one of the first that allowed NFT, and it still does a lot of sales for NFTs. But it just shows that e-commerce are realizing that this is another industry opening up. And I think, David, listening to you today, if the users, the listeners, the viewers that are listening to you today, if they haven't realized there's like a whole another level of what we can be doing with e-commerce for engagement / another industry of what we can be doing to sell online, then I probably would suggest you should listen to this podcast again. But yeah, it's really exciting. And I guess we've already talked about how you see it shaping into the future. And I just can't wait. I just can't wait to buy things with more AR, VR. Right now, on our phones, we can see that product there. And then go through a checkout. But I want to experience it fully, like you said, put on the glasses, I'm in that world, I slide that over there and I buy it already, and it's on its way. Or like you said, it could just be a digital product of that. I know some sneakerheads that will probably buy some Air Jordans at full price, just so it's a digital version of those shoes sitting somewhere on their phone or like you said, we can do a hybrid and they can see it in their room. But it's really interesting of what can be happening going
Supply
forward.
and demand. If you know there's 100,000 people that will buy this, only make 1,000 of them and watch the value go up.
And I mean, there's many other ways that NFT will evolve in our day-to-day life. I mean, for one example will be a company that making very physical content and adding an NFT element, like, well, you purchase a physical product, you're going to get a digital.
Yeah, of course.
Of that. So the gameplay, the end game will be many different ways and different levels. There will be very creative ways for a toy company. Hey, you purchase a physical toy, here's a digital collectible version, and you get a key.
Okay, so a lot of cool, interesting points there. So e-commerce is huge. They're talking about Shopify being a platform which is now moving forwards. They are offering NFTs to purchase via the platform. And it's very interesting the fact that they got Dave Yu on here, because we know that VeVe is going interoperable, targeted for this month. If we get VeVe collectibles on Shopify, then that's just huge awareness. I believe this is partly why VeVe hasn't gone about doing too much in terms of marketing campaigns, because the exposure is going to come with all of these platforms that they're going to be interoperable with. And the second point, they talked about some of the utility that's going to come with the VeVe NFTs and NFTs in general. So pairing physicals with digitals. A toy company like David Yu said, they're going to be they could offer the digital that comes as a pair with the physical. We know that VeVe is partnered with one of the biggest toy companies in the world now, the one that makes the LOL dolls. So we haven't been told too much about the drops with regards to that, but it'll be interesting to see, if the physical LOL dolls come with, a chance to get a VeVe NFT LOL doll. So I believe that would kind of coincide quite well with the points that David Hughes made. So a lot of great stuff. I'll link this below. Do check it out. If you have time, watch the whole thing. It's about 40 minutes, but it's definitely worth a watch. Now, lastly, what I wanted to just touch on is the price of OMI for today. So we've been seeing some pretty interesting movement now. Predicted we would wick down and then we would have an uptrend. Now we did kind of continue upwards, and then we kind of pretty much just broke down. I'm not sure what news this was coincided with, but this is a very strong level of support that we came down to. So if I just grab this trend line, we'll make it red. And okay, so we'll just draw that horizontally like so. Okay, so as you guys can see, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we wick below here 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 touches on this support line. So yeah, we have started to close green now. We've got a green candle now finally. But I believe we will probably come back down and retest this trend line, assuming we get, maybe not the news that we're expecting for with regards to MTO or Mutable X. Right now this area of support is literally just holding because people are anticipating Immutable X and MTO and all of that good stuff happening on time. If there's a delay, then yeah, we're definitely going to break down, and we're probably going to come back down to this key point of support here, this trend line, which is kind of going to be in the low 0.3 cent range. Probably come down to 0.32 cents, which is still decent. Like, we were trading in the 0.2 cent region for like ages, and then we finally broke 0.3. But yeah, we're kind of like just relying on that news now, but it doesn't matter because we know that the Marvel comics, we didn't really anticipate just how many of them they were going to do. We've got 2 more next week, so all of that is just literally contributing to huge amounts of burn with the low priced OMI. We waited so long to get multiple drops a week. We are now doing on average about 3 drops a week, which is pretty cool, and eventually we will get to a point where we're doing multiple drops a day. So they have spoken about that, and it's going to get to a point where they're going to be happy if they just get a common rather than people complaining they only got commons. because yeah, the app user base is growing. We can see that every day, you know, the drops, they sell out faster and faster. So yeah, everything is looking pretty positive. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to go through with you guys today. Check out the link for the Omi Homie merch that goes towards supporting our community events, giveaways, etc. And as always, please do like, subscribe, support the content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.